Let's talk about discipline versus motivation. I am recording this on Wednesday, January 7th. It is a gray January Pennsylvania day that the sky looks the same whether it's 7 a.m. or 5 p.m. We haven't seen the sun in I don't know how long. And I'm not feeling motivated, but it doesn't matter. So I get so many questions from people saying, Elizabeth, how do you do it? How are you so motivated? How do you do all this? And I'm like, I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated. I mean, motivation is like an emotion, it's a feeling. It's not something you're going to have consistently every single day. I am inspired. I'm inspired by the life I'm creating, the woman I'm becoming, the goals and dreams and vision that I have for myself. And that is inspiring. But let's face it, there's days that are hard and where you don't even feel inspired. And I used to use the word consistent, like consistency rather than discipline. Because discipline sounds maybe like punishment. You need to discipline somebody, but actually, or it sounds like you're depriving yourself. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that discipline gives us so much freedom. Discipline takes away the noise and the chatter in our head. Should I get up and do this? Should I get up and work out? Oh, it'd be really nice to go back to bed. Um, oh, I should be good. I shouldn't eat this. I shouldn't. Oh, what should I do? Oh, just this once. Do you realize how much energy you waste with those conversations in your head, with that chatter, with the justification, and then feeling bad that you didn't work out or you did eat the crap that makes you feel bad physically? Again, eat the cookie, don't eat the cookie, but it's not worth that's not what this is about. Um, Eat the better peanut butter cookie from my second cookbook. That's the cookie to eat. But my point is this: it's like when we are negotiating with ourselves all the time, that drains so much energy making all these decisions. So well, I've always used the word consistent. I'm switching to discipline because I realize I am disciplined. That is how I do it because I'm not always motivated. There's a lot of times that I'm not motivated, but it's like anybody, if you want to achieve really amazing results, better than you've seen, better than you've had, that takes discipline. Takes doing the thing, whether you feel like it or not. That takes doing the thing, even when some other choices that come up that may seem tempting in the moment. Um, and I do believe, and it's not that you have to get up at the crack of dawn. I do. I love getting up early. This has changed. Getting up early is a discipline that has changed my life for the better in so many ways. That has helped me to be I'm turning 60 this year, helped me to be in the best shape of my life, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even financially. And that is from discipline. So I I get up early. Like when my alarm went off this morning, and I have to get out of bed to turn it off because I've disciplined myself to keep the phone away from my bed because that can be tempting to peek at it. I've disciplined myself that even if I do get up to go to the bathroom, my phone charges in the bathroom, I'm not going to look at my phone. And then so now I have this discipline that I have to get out of bed to turn off the alarm. And the alarm says, like this what says on the screen, how good can it get today? Or I'll change it out, but different positive questions to start my day. So even if I'm tired, even if I didn't sleep well the night before, even if the day before was really hard, I'm I have this discipline to get up. I'm not talking myself out of this. And then because this has just turned into what I do, I don't care how cold it is. I don't care what else is going on. I'm going to put on my clothes. I'm going to feed the animals, feed my little dog and cat. take Tyson out for a walk, and go right back out for my second walk. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's kind of cold. I don't know. I'm really tired. The only time I haven't done a walk in the morning, there's one day where it was so icy, it was literally dangerous. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna bounce on my rebounder because I know that this discipline of that early morning movement while listening to something positive, that's the best kind of multitasking. I'm not generally into multitasking, is a discipline that has made my life better. And then I come in from that walk, make my smart, sexy coffee, you know the drill, and then I head upstairs um, and do my journaling, little quiet time. Again, I still haven't checked social media. I have that discipline to stay off of my phone, to stay present. And then I work out, shower, and at that point, I am allowed to check my phone. But you know what? Many times I don't because at that point, I'm so, I don't want to use the word motivated because maybe it's not motivation, but I'm starting to feel fired up. I'm starting to feel creative. I'm starting to feel inspired. And I want to just start creating because this is what I do. I am a full-time content creator. So, health coach, author, but it's all creating. I'm creating content. So, discipline is, let's take away the negative connotations of punishment, of deprivation, and start to look at this word a little differently. I would argue that anybody that you see that is super, super successful has a hell of a lot of discipline, whether or not you see it. But, athletes, professional athletes, they are disciplined. They show up every damn day. Anybody who has built a successful business, and this doesn't necessarily mean discipline doesn't mean working harder or working longer, but it means you're doing the work, regardless of whether you are motivated or inspired or you feel like it. Discipline is feeling some immediate discomfort, perhaps, for the longer term, the greater good. And, you see those posts sometimes, being overweight is hard. Eating right and working out is hard. Choose your hard. It's all these things. And so yeah, discipline is the just showing up and doing it, but knowing that, to go back to one of my quotes that I've always said, it's the small actions done consistently. That's discipline. That compound over time to yield amazing results. It's the choices you're making every single day to show up for yourself. And then celebrating those choices. Let's celebrate our discipline. Like, let's celebrate taking the action daily. Yes, we get to celebrate the wins. Yes, we get to celebrate when this discipline that we have gives us results. I never would have made it to the interview process of the Maxim CoverGirl competition. There were over 50,000 women entered. I made it all the way to the interview for the cover. They interviewed it's about 30 of us. Without discipline. Did I celebrate that momentous accomplishment? Yes. Did I celebrate after the interview when it felt so amazing? Yes. But I also celebrated myself every day that I showed up, every day that I had the discipline. I went live on Instagram every single day. Right now, I'm not allowed to go live on Instagram. I got my hands slapped for some things. But I went live on Instagram every single day. I asked people to vote every single day. I sent online talking about it. I sent video messages every single day on Instagram, Facebook, reaching out to people personally, one-on-one, saying, here's my story. I'd be so honored if you vote. Here's the link. I didn't take the time to look back. If somebody said something negative or something didn't get back to me, I didn't worry about that because I was busy asking the next person and then thanking the ones who did vote and saying, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Could you do this for me every single day? That is discipline. There were days that I felt like it. There were days that I was like, oh my gosh, wait, should I really do this? Yes, I really should. How badly do you want it? How badly do you want it? Maybe you don't want it that badly. Maybe you are afraid of success. Maybe there's something about you that's holding you back from your dream body. Maybe you don't want the attention. Maybe you think it might make some people uncomfortable. Maybe you're worried certain people might not like your new standards. Well, that's up to you to figure out because I will tell you that anytime you are growing and expanding and improving yourself at every level, any level, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of these things, it is going to make some people uncomfortable and it might make some of the people close to you uncomfortable. But that doesn't mean that you need to dim and slow down. Like when you're shining brightly, it's shining the light on some people's insecurities or shining light in the way they don't feel good about themselves because they're not chasing their dreams. So they may say some mean things. But if you're disciplined, you're going to keep showing up for yourself. But the other thing that's happening is that when you are shining brightly, you are also illuminating the path for so many more people to join you. And, I don't like to use a lot of quotes. I used to all the time when I first started doing this like 10 years ago. I was always spouting off, Tony Robbins, Oprah, all this stuff, great ideas. But once you decide, like I decided, I am a thought leader. So I'm not using, what I say needs to be quoted. And there's one quote that has changed my life that I love to share. And that is then I'm going to share another quote that's changed my life and a more current one. So this first one is from Wallace Wattles in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, which in my opinion is much better than Think and Grow Rich, but it's all about, what's inside is reflected on the outside, all that. Anyway, this quote from Wallace Wattles is from over 100 years ago, around 100 years ago. The best thing you can do for the whole world is to make the most of yourself. Just think about that. If you make more money, you have more money to give, to share, to circulate, to help others, to enjoy your life, to be fully self-expressed, to wear what you want to wear, to go where you want to go. And again, you're enriching others' lives when you're doing this. You're circulating. When you are in your best place emotionally, you have the capacity to regulate your emotions while holding a safe space for other people. When you make the most of yourself physically, when you are in the best shape of your life physically, it is about more than aesthetics. But let me tell you, I really love these aesthetics. As a woman who is turning 60 this year, I love these abs. This lights me up. I touch my abs every day. I'm like, you go. But when you are in the best shape of your life physically, you have more to give. You have better energy. You are in a better mood. You feel better. You're also inspiring other people to do the same. So the best thing you can do, I didn't know this was turning into I don't even know what this is. It's not a rant, but the best thing you can do for the whole world is to make the most of yourself. And that Wallace Wattles said that back in 1926. Here's another quote that's changed my life. And this is from Maxim in 2025. And it wasn't until months later that I realized how much this quote means to me and how truly seen I felt. So back when I was running for Maxim CoverGirl in 2025, I was in one of their Friday features on Maxim.com where they highlight some of the models. And, they said Elizabeth was born in 1966. I thought they just did a great job of seeing me um, as I am, a little bit of tough love, different way of looking at things. But let me think of the quote now. I should have this written down. Um, Elizabeth Resnick isn't just breaking boundaries, she's rewriting the narrative. She's rewriting the narrative. I am rewriting the narrative for myself and for the rest of the world about what aging looks like, what aging feels like. I decided I would tell a new story for myself. And that started just very subtly. It wasn't like a one day decision, everything clicked. Oh, I'm going to tell a new story about aging. It was just hearing people saying things and me saying in my head, like, oh, well, we're at that age that our joints hurt. We're at that age that we put on weight. And I would just think, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. I'm the same age as you. I'm not choosing those things. So, anyway, we went all over the place today, but I know that the right people are going to hear this. And if this message speaks to you in some way, I would be so honored if you share it, if you subscribe to my YouTube. YouTube is my smallest platform by far. My biggest is Instagram, next Facebook. So I have a large community on Meta. I'm on TikTok a little bit, on the LTK app. YouTube is my smallest community, but I love this opportunity to create longer form content and just kind of take things and run with it. So if this speaks to you, I'd be honored if you share, and I hope you have the most fabulous day.